So meanwhile, you got an off-duty police officer coming to the rescue, stopping a knife attack inside of a busy Chick-fil-A. Happened in Boston. The suspect shot dead after ignoring repeated commands to drop the weapon. But instead of thanking the officer, the Democratic mayor offered condolences to the families of the dead suspect. Some folks got a problem with that. Molly Lyon follows that story in Boston. What happened, Molly? Hello.
Good morning, Bill. The mayor of Boston, a Democrat, is getting smashed on social media for her reaction in this case after expressing her condolences to the man who, according to investigators, had been attempting to stab several people inside of this Chick-fil-A in Boston, prompting an off-duty police officer to shoot the knife-wielding suspect, ultimately leading to the accused attacker's death. Here is Boston Mayor Michelle Wu Saturday night near the scene.
My condolences and all of our thoughts are with the family of the individual whose life has been lost. And I'm also thinking of all the people who were impacted here today in one of the busier parts of the city with this tragedy. I'm glad that the officer is safe and very grateful for a quick response from all of our first responders here.
The local DA and the Boston Police Commissioner also offered their condolences. Commissioner Michael Cox described how it all started Saturday afternoon with two people running into the Chick-fil-A being chased by a man with a knife attempting to stab them. The off-duty officer identified himself as a police officer, telling the attacker to drop the weapon. The man did not comply. The officer fired his gun to stop the threat. The suspect was hit. He later died.
We're proud of police officers who activate themselves, whether it's on duty or off duty, to try to save lives. But we're asking for the public support and help. If anyone was here, it's a pretty busy area, to contact us.
Among those slamming Mayor Wu, South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, writing on X, condolences from the mayor of Boston, wait for it, to a knife-wielding man trying to kill people. Thankfully, this guy was stopped in his tracks by a brave law enforcement officer. Notably, Mace sits on the House Oversight Committee. That is the committee that Boston Mayor Michelle Wu is slated to testify before later on this week. She's expected to defend the status of Boston as a sanctuary city, and Wu often touts Boston as the safest major city in the country. Bill?
Okay, full follow it. Molly, thanks. Molly Lyon in Boston on that. Thank you. Dana?
Carly Shimkus and Jimmy Fela join us here. And
morning, guys.
she's going to be on the Hill this week talking about immigration.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, she's the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to talking points, but the poor city of Boston.
Yeah, it's going to be a fiery hearing with the Oversight Committee later this week, so certainly something to watch out for. This is a classic progressive ideology on full display, where the criminal is the victim and the actual victim is an afterthought. And I think you can make a connection between that line of thinking and why Donald Trump is in office. And for a mayor, no matter what you think, this is a very easy situation to respond to. You say, my thoughts are with the victims who went through a terrifying ordeal. Any loss of life is a tragedy, but we're so grateful for the police for defending the innocent victims here. So you could say, you know, maybe was this a stumble on her behalf, or like I said, is this her ideology? Given past positions that she's taken, I'm pretty sure it's easy to say that it is the latter in this case with her.
I think the compass is broken in these cities comparative to the rest of us. Like, if you look at her popularity within the city of Boston, it's not that bad. She's actually winning in her re-election bid against Josh Kraft right now. So they don't see the world through the lens we do. The rest of the country grew up playing two games in their backyard. They played cops and robbers, cowboys and Elizabeth Warrens. But when you were playing when you were playing cops and robbers, you knew the cops were the good guys, the robbers were the bad guys. This is a basic broken compass issue that only exists in blue cities. And to your point, the election showed us that, because outside of the cities themselves, Trump won the whole map.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All of the mayors here today are actively working to harm the American people you represent. You all have blood on your hands. I'm going to ask a series of yes or no questions today, and I would like to remind all of you, you are under oath. I only want a yes or a no to my questions. My first question, do you acknowledge breaking into our country as a crime? Mayor Adams, yes or no? Do you acknowledge breaking into our country as a crime?
I acknowledge.
Yes or no?
I acknowledge.
Okay, Honorable Johnson, he's not going to answer the question. Yes or no? Is breaking into our country against the law? Yes or no?
Depends how you cross the border.
Okay, Mayor Johnson. Yes or no?
Comprehensive immigration reform policies are what's necessary in this
Mayor Wu,
moment.
do you have a better answer than these gentlemen before you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, do you believe it's acceptable for illegals who commit heinous crimes be released back into the public instead of being detained and deported? Mayor Adams, yes or no?
Anyone break a crime?
Yes or no? This is not hard. Yes or no?
Anyone that break a crime should be detained.
Okay, Mayor, yes or no?
They should be deported.
Okay, Mayor.
Any individual that
Yes or
causes
no?
harm
Yes or
and
no?
breaks
Okay,
the
Mayor
law
Wu?
should be held accountable.
This is why you have 6% approval rating, because you suck at answering questions. Mayor Wu? Yes or no?
Anyone who's a public safety threat should be prosecuted.
All right, I have my next question. When an illegal alien rapes a woman, do you believe you're on the right side of history? Mayor Adams, yes or no?
Can we say that question again?
Okay, Mayor Johnston. When an illegal alien rapes a woman, do you believe you're on the right side of history? Yes or no?
I will charge and prosecute them.
Yes or no? Okay, well, okay. You said you would go to jail, didn't you?
I will
For
charge and
harboring illegal
prosecute
aliens or something, Mayor Johnson?
Could you repeat your question, please?
When an illegal alien rapes a woman, do you believe you're on the right side of history?
Could you clarify that question?
Okay, Mayor Wu, yes or no?
No, rape is obviously
Then
horrible.
why are you letting rapists back out onto the streets of Boston?
That is not true. That is
Okay.
not what's happening in
When
Boston.
an illegal alien molests a kid, molests an underage kid, do you pat yourself on the back for being compassionate? Mayor Adams?
It's despicable and he should be arrested.
Mayor Johnston?
I prosecute folks that commit crimes like that.
You guys let him out on the streets. Mayor Johnson?
We arrest violent criminals in the city of Chicago.
Mayor Wu?
We investigate, arrest, and prosecute.
You guys don't sound very confident today. Would your city honor an ICE detainer on an illegal alien who rapes kids if one was issued today? Mayor Adams? Yes or no?
In conformance with law, we will honor detainers.
Mayor Johnson?
If there's a criminal warrant, we'll help them pick them up. If there's no criminal warrant, we'll honor a notification request.
Mayor Johnson?
Criminal warrants, we always cooperate with federal agents with a criminal warrant.
Mayor Wu?
Get a criminal warrant, we will enforce.
A criminal warrant. I'm talking about an ICE detainer on an individual who's here illegal who rapes kids. Do you all hate Donald Trump more than you love your country? Mayor Adams?
I respect my president. I respect my
Yes or
country,
no?
and I
You're having the
respect
hardest time
my
today.
Senate.
Mayor Johnston?
I love my country.
Yes or no?
I love my
Okay.
country.
Mayor Johnson?
As the son of a pastor, I love everyone and this country.
Mayor Wu?
I love my country and my city.
Do you all, are you all willing to go to jail for violating federal law? Mayor Adams?
I'm not going to violate federal law, so I don't have to worry about that.
Mayor Johnston?
We don't violate federal law either.
You don't violate federal law.
We do not violate federal
Is it
law.
violating federal law if you don't honor detainer requests from ICE?
Absolutely not. In fact, the statute Congressman Biggs shared, we explicitly follow. The statute says you cannot prohibit city employees from sharing information about someone's status with the government. We do not prohibit that.
Do you love illegal aliens more than you love your fellow countrymen?
I love all the residents of the city and county.
Mayor Johnston, are you willing to go to jail for violating federal law?
The city of Chicago complies with all laws.
Oh, I highly doubt that. Mayor Wu?
We are not violating federal law.
Mayor Wu, I have a last couple questions for you. Do you believe that ICE arresting a child rapist, quote, threatens everyone's safety, end quote? Yes or no?
No.
Does ICE arresting a murderous MS-13 gang member threaten everyone's safety? Yes or no?
No.
I would like to hold up this quote of you where you say, ICE's efforts actually threaten the safety of everyone, end quote, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. You're a hypocrite. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.